LinkedIn and your next job offer. What is the relationship? Well, let me start by saying that if you're not LinkedIn, you're not searchable. If you're not on LinkedIn, some clients would say that you're not professional. Some clients would tell me that if a person is not on LinkedIn, they're not professional anyway, they shouldn't work for my organization. It needs to be professional. It gets to that point, right? So, very important that you are there. You are searchable in there. LinkedIn today, at least in the USA, and I know it's growing even more in other countries, it is the number one platform to find professionals, to find candidates. Certain professions, you will not find people there. And then I'll give you an example. I have a aviation and aerospace client that needs mechanics. Um, I would not go to LinkedIn to find them. It's just because they are not there for some reason. Not because they're not professionals, they are, but to that, the hourly workforce or the, no, not much the hourly workforce, but I want to say the blue collar population, they tend not to be on LinkedIn. Tend to is a generalized thought here, at least through my experience. So certain professions you're not finding there, but I want to say the vast majority of professionals, even on the hourly side, they are there. So there are close to 1 billion people across the globe, several different countries, of course, that have their professional profile in there. So if I want somebody, as a recruiter, looking for a candidate for my client, regardless of the industry, LinkedIn, it is the number one platform. Not to say that it is so much involved with other things on top of the job search that leads companies and candidates and other professions to use LinkedIn for different reasons, including network, which is very important for your job search. So I think that a profession or a professional that has profile on LinkedIn, it is closer to the job offer rather not, because the chances that I'm going to find you on LinkedIn, it is much greater than find your application through a job site that I don't know if you're going to that platform. Let me give an example. Indeed, for example, it is a very famous platform in the world for job boards. So if I post a position there, first of all, it's available, but I don't know if you're gonna go to that particular job board, and also if you're gonna put your application in there. So I don't know that. Having your profile in a platform like LinkedIn, which is searchable, the chances that I'm gonna find you is much, much higher, right? So it is very important that you're not only there, but actually you are searchable. What do you mean searchable? Only having your profile there, it is your name is in there to be searchable, but how I'm going to search for you, right? Of course, there are some fields inside LinkedIn that makes you to be more available for me. Okay. So let's say I want a marketing manager, and there are certain skills that I can put in the filter, and with a click of a button, a bunch of people come in my screen, and I can see whoever have that experience or that skill, and you may be a candidate for that. However, uh, there are much more features that you should be pay attention to in order to be more searchable. And then not only your skills, but skills that matches the job posting that you are applying. Okay. So if you have LinkedIn Premium, for example, you know that exercise that not an exercise, but it is a feature on Premium, tells how many skills matches the job description and how far are you in comparison to other people that applied. Okay. I think this is a very interesting feature to have, but not necessarily give you more chances for the recruiter to call you. Okay. But give you a sense that if you are passing easier the ATS or not. Well, let's talk about ATS for a moment. Every major company, or I want to say vast majority of the organizations, uses ATS to filter candidates for their positions, not only to filter, but also to house all the applications. We need a software behind the scenes to house all those applications, right? There are several types of ATSs in the market. Ones are more sophisticated than others. LinkedIn, for example, is, I want to say, one of the most sophisticated ATSs that I know of. So what does that mean in reality for the candidate? It means that when I go to my LinkedIn Recruiter, is another tool that we use inside LinkedIn, depending depending on the number of filter questions that I can put it in there and the skills and the requirements, I would have, in a click of a button, a number of candidates for me to screen. Okay. So when you apply, you need to do a tailor exercise, as we've been talking forever, right? So to increase your chances, you need to tailor your profile with the job posting for that particular application. If you have LinkedIn Premium, for example, you tell you what is the percentage in comparison to other people that applied, and also in comparison with the job where you are located. So you see that you are in the top 10% or the top 50% of the candidates that applied. So that exercise, it is important because it gives you an idea where to work on and what is missing inside your profile or inside your skills settings for you to make more tailoring. Okay. So if you see there that you are in the 50th percentile of the applicants, you have a job to do. You have to go there and see whatever is missing. Okay. Sometimes you are in the top 10, which means that you quite did not complete 100% of the skills, but it's still there's some little things to be done in there. But the sad thing is you need to do that for every application, which can takes you some time to do, and I know can be a pain, but if you don't do that exercise, it really decreases your chances to come to my page. Okay. One other thing about LinkedIn, it is easier for me to find you, of course, if you are there, but also there is a conversation between your profile, if you have a LinkedIn Premium, for example, and my LinkedIn Recruiter. For those who don't know this, LinkedIn Recruiter, it is a tool inside LinkedIn that allows me to search for candidates with filter qualifications. I can search by skills, I can search by education, location, languages. I can put several filters in there. And then with a click of a button, a bunch of people come to me. Let me give you an example. I'm looking for a marketing manager that lives in the, I want to say, the Phoenix area where I live in the state of Arizona, for example, that speaks French and had A, B, C, D skills. I can put all of that in the tool called LinkedIn Recruiter, and then with one click of a button, the system brings me a bunch of people. lots of people that are qualified that have that particular filter in there. If you sign up for premium, I can find you easier because of that. There is something called, one of the features that comes with LinkedIn Premium, it is in-mail, meaning that you can connect it to recruiters or to any person that is not connected to you just yet, but because you pay those premium features, you can email that person. Why is this important for you? Because if you apply for a job and then you're not connected to the recruiter or that particular organization, you cannot mail that person. You can send a connection to that person, and not necessarily the person will accept. But this is I'm going to go there in a moment. But imagine that if you have the premium, and then you have those opportunities to connect. So as soon as you apply for a job and you see the name of the recruiter there, even though you're not connected, you can write an email just to expose yourself one more time, because so far it's only your application, the person may not see it, but you can communicate. So that communication, it's easier for me because I sign up for LinkedIn Recruiter and you sign on to the premium. So those two, they talk more than if you don't have that premium. Okay. So that facilitates me as a recruiter to find you. Okay. So that's why I'm defining here that if you are on LinkedIn, the job offer can come easier because all those features in finding is not that available on other sites. I want to say it is available. However, is much difficult to get to you because of the sophistication of the ATS. I don't have, for example, in the click of a button in any other sites, at least for my knowledge, that I can find candidates that easy outside LinkedIn. So that's why I think your job offer is closer to you if you have your profile ready to go on LinkedIn. Okay, so make sure not only you have your profile there, you have a nice professional picture in there, you have all your information in there. And then I think one of the biggest differentiation, and this is a tip for you looking for a job, between the resume and LinkedIn. So people ask me, should the information be the same? And I want to say this, I agree that it needs to be the same. However, there is a little caveat to that. In a resume, because of space and because how we normally screen resumes, remember, it is a scanning process, not a reading process. So all the information needs to be very precise, very intentional for the job that you're applying, with exactly the words that I want to see in there, because I have average 10 seconds to qualify you. So it is very important that it's precise, it is concise, it is with the information that you want to see, no grammar errors, please. I mean, some recruiters don't care about that, but my clients, they care. So it needs to be perfect. It is your presentation, is how the first impression is caused, right? And then you need to impress first the recruiter. You need to impress me. So be perfect on that thing. No grammar errors, and follow that formula that I keep telling you guys about. It is maximum 2 pages, maximum 20 years of experience. Put your information in blocks so I can see exactly all the skills in one place, all the education in one place, all the employment history in one place. Have that thing ready to go, to be only in 2 pages, okay? So that information, once is all crafted to the job that you want, it is a very beautiful document for you. Copy paste into LinkedIn, okay? So, but we are talking here about a precise document against lots of space on LinkedIn profile. On the LinkedIn profile, you can put not only that information that is critical for you to be granted another job, a recruiter to find you, but also there is lots of space for you to put more information about. And why this is important? Because you don't know, or the candidate doesn't know what type of wording I'm looking for. And I'm giving you a tip. Regardless of the profession that you are, the level that you are, there are certain words that needs to match the job description or the job announcement for the application that you're going for. So as long as those words are in there, you have chances. But also, you need to put more things in there. I think LinkedIn is the place for you to tell your story. Not only for me to find you through the keywording, but also to tell your story. Some candidates, some clients wants to hear more than your qualifications. Some of them wants the qualification first to introduce to them as a potential candidate. However, the more you say there, the more wording the system carries. Allows me to have a bigger range of wording that it's in there. Let me give you the perfect example. Let's say that the client is looking for a skill that is not a mandatory requirement. So I don't put in a job description, but I know, but you don't know. And let's say that skill is a hobby of yours. Let's say you work for a nonprofit, and then you are very expert on writing grants, or collect fundraising, or do fundraising to raise money for that particular cause. Let's say you are an expert on that. It is your hobby, perhaps, or you volunteer, and the job description does not say that this is a mandatory requirement, but it's kind of a nice to have, right? But I know that as a recruiter, but it's not really posted. If you put it in your profile that you have experience with all of that, and I may use those as a key wording search to find, maybe there is a bingo there, and I'm going to give you a chance, or I'm going to call you to explore more, because I know that particular skill that you have, or that expertise that you have, or this hobby, or this interaction with fundraising that it's so important for my client, can give you the next chance to interview. So what I want to say in this is, LinkedIn, it is a place for you to put everything you want, as long as it does not hurt you. But put everything in there, which is the opposite on a resume. Okay? Resume, again, is concise, precise, 2 pages, follows a formula. It is what I wanted to hear, per se, or what the job description wants to hear, combining with your experience, of course, that goes there. LinkedIn is the opposite. You can copy paste, but also you put a bunch of other information in there that it is not only you that you want to show off. For example, I want to say that LinkedIn is the place for you to show off your experience as a professional, because again, you don't know what type of wording I'm going to use there to find you. So the more, the better. Okay, so that is my advice to you on how LinkedIn can bring your job offer faster, because I think LinkedIn beats all other job boards out there. Okay, so I hope that helps you. And then if you have any questions, or you want me to answer more, please send a question with the comments below, and I will respond you as soon as I can. Okay, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.